Right guys, we're here on the sandpit. It absolutely looks beautiful. Mum and Yaz have gone off exploring, but I'm going to try and get a fish early doors. We're on the peg, Jackie's and Joyce's, so hopefully I can get a fish early doors. But before that, we're going to get the nets and mats and put them in the dip tank so the fish will be protected. Heads and tails time. There's 2 pegs, so it's got to be. I want this one as well.
Heads or tails?
Tails. Tails for this peg, what we're on now.
No, if you win the toss, you get to pick.
Alright, okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
So you want heads or tails?
Heads. Yes! I want this peg. Dad, come here, come here, come here. It's okay. Right, I've just put this rod out to see if I can get a quick bite. I've just put it in that margin over there. I'm just going to go around in a minute, put some boilie over it. Hopefully I can get a quick bite early doors. I went for the more stealthier approach, but Dad, he put 20 spawns out of the Isolate RN20 and some pellet, so when the fish came round from the island, the fish could home in on that big bed of bait. Oh, these are beautiful, these TX4s. Oh, it's in. Yes. Yes. Nice little common. Oh, I'll get some photos of this, do a little piece of video, we'll slip it back. Right, this is the prize. A beautiful common. This is the first fish of the session. I can't wait to get my rod out, see if I can catch another one. All we need now is Dad to catch one, and then it'll be awesome. Then we'll be living the dream if Dad catches one. So hopefully we can get another fish.
Fish down a tiny bit.
Go pop him back. Right, we're going to rest the swim now. We're going to the lodge, have some dinner, go in the hot tub, watch a bit of footy, then come back because we've put some bait out on our spot. So hopefully the fish will be on that when we put our rods back out. So hopefully we can get a fish. And now I'm just going to show you the rig, what I caught that beautiful common on. And it is the beautiful blowback rig. So at the bottom I've got two LM94 15mm boilers at the bottom, because the owner here says they love bottom bait, so that's what I've opted to go for, and it's caught me a fish. You go up a little bit more, you've got a piece of silicone to hold the hair so it doesn't go all over the place. Then you go up to a size 7 fang twister with a kicker, so that hook goes into the fish's bottom lip every time. And then you've got 1 inch of suppleness, so it flicks up into the fish's mouth really easily. Come to a bit of putty which weighs it down so it's nearly nice and flat to the deck. And I've made this blowback rig 7 inches like it was when I caught that nice common, and I've got a little anti-tangle sleeve on the knot, and that's how I tie my blowback rigs. Me and Dad have come back from the lodge, and it's time now to get our rods back out for the night ahead. And the weather is starting to change, and also Dad has changed his tactics to solid bags so we can get closer to the island. With horrendous downpour comes this beautiful bar of gold common. It comes to £11 on the LM94 double bottom bait boiler, on that bottom bait at 6 1/4 wraps out in the middle. They've been showing there, so I put both my rods there, and there's absolutely screamed off, so I'll get my rod back out on that spot to see if I can catch another beauty like this one. There we go. Oh, somebody else is in. Come on! Let's try and get another one. Right, we're joined here with Ian Smith from Shimano. It's absolutely brilliant to have you here. You've fished
mate.
this place loads, haven't you?
I have,
Can
yeah.
you give us some tips about it and about what bait we'll be using as well?
Yeah, well, I don't know about tips about it. I mean, you know the way I've started, the bream machine, like Bob nugged myself this morning. Well, yeah, I started fishing this 2 years ago, and it was probably half the size it is now. And a good mate of mine, Lee Petit, who obviously owns this lake, bought it. And there was no swims on it at all, and all it was is it was just full of, it probably got 1,000 commons, and they were like 3-4 pound tiny little things. And over the succession of 2 years, a lot of those have been pulled out, and when it's been kept repeatedly feeding and fished, a lot of those commons have grown. So everything that was like 2 or 3 pound is now 10 pound and above. And he's added to the stock of loads and loads of mirrors, and you've seen the mirrors from myself from the stock pond. They're absolutely stunning, those mirrors are. And it's been interesting to see how the fishery's evolved, because when I fished it 2 years ago before it was open, it was just really pallet driven. That's all you could get a bite on, because of the size of the fish, I think, as well. But as soon as you put pallet in and just really started hammering it in, you know, they got an immediate response. Since then, everybody started fishing it, and it's become a boiling water. And you know yourself, you've not caught on little 10 mils, you know, 2 15mm LM94s, proper rig, you know, and absolutely nailed them. And you've caught, you've caught fishing like that. So it's been really interesting to see. And once these fish have got on to fishing the boilie, the sizes have rocketed, you know. And I think as a venue, it's very interesting to see how it's evolved over 2 years. But in 3 years' time, I think it'll be a really scary venue. How many 20-pounders will be in it? It'll just be ridiculous. And it's great because from having, you know, 1 or 2 people a week fishing it, now it's absolutely full. You know, and it's full most days, and you've got to book on here to get your peg because the quality of fishing is just fantastic.
Yeah, it's just going to be a brilliant water for the future, as you said.
Yes, mate,
with all like the boilie and pellet fishing.
Exactly.
The sizes will just rocket up, and they'll be 20-pounders. So
yeah, that's right.
Brilliant.
And you know, you can see what, you know, the sort of surroundings that we're fishing. And you know, we had loads of rain last night, but you're fishing on lovely chip bark swims. You know, we were in a social double swim here, so there's loads of room. Nice benches so you can have a barbecue at and everything. It's just a really nice place to be, you know. So it's it's going to be a really good venue. There's Wi-Fi on site now, so you can get free Wi-Fi all around here on half the lake now, and plan for a bit later on this year. There's electric all the way around, so you can charge bait boats and battery packs and everything. So yeah, it's just absolutely amazing. Yeah.
So let's go on to the bait side of things. Now I'm using the LM94. What will you be using?
I'm the same. I can't get off it. You know me. I'm trying to swap between the LM94 and the MB20. You know, the difference between a liver bait or a nut bait, but can't get off the LM94. You know, and it's a 50-50 thing, because you know you're in the group with us. You know, you'll talk to half the lads and ask, you know, which do you prefer, and it's a 50-50 split, isn't it? And people are so tuned into what they've been using, you know, and they don't want to deviate from what they've been using because they've got such big success on both of them. But I'm the same as you. I'm all on the liver, and the last couple of times I fished this, you know, and while we've been obviously developing the bait, every single time it's worked. You know, it's because obviously it's only you who's used it in this venue other than me, because it's not commercially available yet. And as soon as it goes in, it catches. You know, it's not being introduced to the lake. You know, but it will be introduced to the lake, because I know Lee's going to have it on site when it's released. And as soon as it goes in, you start to catch fish. So yeah, it's a brilliant bait.
And what tactics are you using on your rod? Because I know you've got 2 on near the island, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. I mean, predominantly, generally, again, talking about how it's evolved, I always used to just use pallet gear, little tiny bags of pallet, chuck them out, and used to catch fish. Now you saw that slowing down, where all of a sudden the fish want bait. You know, they want good quality bait. They're really tuned into the boilies. And then I started catching, you know, a couple of times on just fishing small stringers of boilie, small stringers of boilie. But now all of a sudden you're just fishing single boilies and just spotting boilie over the top of it. And that's the way you've done that in close by, spotting boilie and a bit of pallet over double bottom baiting. You've caught. I think it's fair to say. I mean, you've had 2 fish. We won't talk about what your dad's had, but you know, we'll skate over that one. But you know, you've caught. We're not really on the fish, are we? You know, we're one side of the island, and the other side of the island is where the lads are catching fish from, and they're having absolutely loads and loads of fish. But you know, we're still picking up odd fish. Hopefully, I'll have a few fish today. But yeah, that's the tactics we're going to be using. Just spotting boilie over the top of boilie and getting them bigger fish moving.
Yep. Dad is still blanking, but hopefully he can get a fish sooner rather than later. So thanks, Ian, for this brilliant talk about the lake and what bait we'll be using.
Mate,
Me, Dad and Ian tried our very best to get a fish on the bank. After all our hard work of chopping and changing rigs and the colour of hook baits, we only had 2 liners, so we knew we weren't on the fish. So there were another peg available on the other side of the lake, so we took that opportunity to see if our luck would change.
Right, so as you can probably see, scenery's a bit different, isn't it, mate? Yeah, so look at his little face, he's so excited now because we've moved, as you can see, and there's fish crashing everywhere, so hopefully we're going to have a few, aren't we?
Yeah, we've moved on to Chloe's now. I've got 2 of my rods, 14 wraps out, put a better bait on, and fish are jumping everywhere.
Yeah, man.
As
Yeah.
Ian's just said, they've just jumped everywhere. Dad's got some nice cheeky margin spots down there on the go. And where have you got yours? Have you got yours on the left?
Well, yeah, as we've got in Chloe's is it's just, you could have 20 rods in here, couldn't you? Because
Yeah.
you know, although it's a double swim, you know, you've got a small little bay one side. There's 2 islands in front of you. There's a cracking little margin down to the left, and we've just seen fish absolutely everywhere, haven't we?
Yeah.
So it's gone from the depths of depression to all of a sudden we've made the effort of moving to completely the opposite side of the lake, and yeah, clearly we were in the wrong place, but at the time it was the only place that we could fish in it.
Yep.
But now 1 swims became available, and yeah, we've had it. So yeah, looks good.
Yep.
Confident for tonight?
Yeah.
Pizza time. Pizza time, yeah, and we'll catch up with you hopefully not too soon, hopefully before dark,
With a brace, probably.
with a brace.
Right, join us here on Chloe's. It was a quiet night, no fish to report as of yet, but this margin spot. I woke up this morning, saw fish jumping on all our spots, walked down this margin area just behind me, and I saw tail patterns, so I was like, get one of my rods in, get a little handful of boilie, put my rig out, place it really nicely, put a little scatter of boilie out, only like 4 or 5 boilies just round that, and hopefully the fish will probably come back like they did last time, and fingers crossed we can get a bite. As I said, it was a quiet night. Sadly Ian has left, but he did have a blank saver with that beautiful bream he caught, 10 minutes of being here, but the move didn't pay off as of yet, but this margin spot, fingers crossed, it can go. Well, time's up now. It's the end of the session. I've had 2 fish. Ian got a blank save of a bream. Dad sadly blanked, but fish were showing everywhere here on Chloe's. But we sadly just couldn't get a bite. But we'll be coming back soon for some unfinished business.